I want to begin with some breaking news in Ukraine, where this plane you're about to see went down. Our correspondent Roee Ruttenberg is live in Kiev, gathering all the latest information. Roee, what are you learning there? Kiev, of course, says this plane may have been shot down.
Indeed, some very unclear information coming out at the moment amid accusations. Let me just take you through what we do know, that roughly about 4 hours ago we saw some of those images coming out of the smoke there on the ground, an explosion of what many people instantly knew to be an airplane crashing there in eastern Ukraine. Now we know that to be a passenger carrier, Malaysian Airlines flight MH17, a co-chair with KLM as well, traveling from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. The plane was supposed to be entering Russian airspace at 5:20 p.m. local Moscow time, 4:20 p.m. Kiev. That's a little more than 5.5 hours ago. Russian authorities say it did not enter. Now, a lot of questions already being asked about why the flight was traveling through that particular air corridor. If we look at past flights this week of that Malaysian airline MH17, we've noticed that it has on different days flown much further south. We've heard from meteorologists saying that perhaps a thunderstorm caused that flight to divert traveling further north. A number of airlines had already been avoiding Ukrainian airspace, particularly in the east, airspace that has been volatile in recent days and weeks. U.S. carriers banned from traveling there. And now, following this latest incident, already Lufthansa, the German carrier, Transaero, a Russian carrier, KLM, saying they will avoid Ukrainian airspace. British Airways coming out saying that they will avoid Ukrainian airspace except for its daily London-Kiev flight. Air India saying it will not use that airspace. And of course, lots of people at this moment wondering why that airspace was used in the first place. It has been the site in recent days of some other airplanes being downed, notably some Ukrainian military planes that they accuse the Russians of having shot in the first place, either the Russians or the separatists backed by the Russians.
Roee, have we heard anything from Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko or other high-level officials in the government about this plane crash?
Indeed, Petro Poroshenko using some very strong words in Ukraine on Thursday night, calling this an act of terrorism, linking this incident with two others this week. There have been several planes that have been attacked, but two others, particularly on Wednesday night, an Su-25 Ukrainian fighter jet that was downed, Ukraine saying by a missile fired from Russian airspace. And on Monday, a Ukrainian a Ukrainian cargo carrying 8 Ukrainian personnel, which at the time Ukraine said may have been attacked from Ukrainian soil by the separatists or perhaps from Russian airspace. Now Ukrainian Foreign Ministry saying that all 3 came from Russian airspace, including this attack. Of course, we believe that's too early to claim, still waiting for a lot of the evidence. And I should point out one of the difficulties that Ukraine will have here is trying to access the site. We understand that separatists have been blocking the Kiev-backed government officials there in Donetsk region from accessing the site. This, of course, is an area that is controlled by the separatists. They consider it to be an autonomous independent state, the Donetsk People's Republic. They consider that to be their territory, and they've already said that they will pass the black box on to Russian officials. So this, of course, will be a big debate over whose turf this actually is and who can even access the site for an investigation. Ukrainian officials making it very clear this is Ukrainian territory and that they will be leading the investigation into this incident.
Roee Ruttenberg, live in Kiev. Thank you so much.